This is the Starlight Express Alumni Podcast.
How you doing? My name is Tony Cordell, and I started my Starlight Express journey in 1998 for the Japan-Australian tour. I was a greaseball gang. I was brought on, and in my Starlight career, I've done Rockies, greaseball gang. What else? Turnoff and Krupp.
All right. Yeah, we worked together. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Rockies.
worked. We were on the same stage together. Do we do Rockies together?
Yeah, we did Rockies together. We did that Rocky number over and over, man.
Oh yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, and out of curiosity, what was your Starlight experience from the rehearsals? How did you find out about Starlight? The audition, and then the rehearsal process. Just give everyone some insight into that experience.
Well, I have a little bit of a different. Are you there?
Yeah, you go ahead and go. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, I got a little bit different story than most. I have been an entertainer and was doing a lot of auditions for different, movies, TV, musicals, just videos, everything in Los Angeles. And I had gotten a call from a buddy of mine who was playing greaseball in the international tour. He was skating by the office and overheard a conversation of them saying they had 14 Americans and 15 Japanese on the tour and they wanted one more American. So my buddy calls me and says, "Hey, what are you doing? And this could be a job for you." And I thought, "Oh, you're lying. This is a joke." And I hung up.
You hung up on your
I didn't hang up on him. I got a call from it was David Grinrod.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten a call saying, "This is Starlight Express for Tony Cordell, and we'd like to offer you a job." And that's when I hung up. I thought, this is a joke. Hire me. They don't even know me. Long story short, it was true. I got to Starlight. I went to Elstree Studios in England, walked into the big Elstree Studios, and everybody was warming up for rehearsals. And I looked and went, "Oh my God, this is my family for the next year."
Wow.
And they said, "You don't have to skate, just watch." So I sat down and I saw this little Japanese skater, a stunt skater, doing circles. And I thought, what's he going to do? And then he skated backwards. And then he did a back handspring. And I thought, I knew it could be done. I've never seen it done. I knew I could do it, but I wanted to see it done first. Wow. So I told him, give me some skates. So they gave me some skates. I went to him and I said, "Hey, I got you." So I went and I did my circles and I back handspring, boom, and I did it. And then he looked at me like, dozo. And then he started off again. I said, "Where's he going?" And then he went and did two, boom. I thought, oh my God. And he said, "Dozo," which means, and I thought, oh my God. By this time I had the whole cast was coming. There's Americans, Japanese, Australians, Europeans. It was like the Olympics now. So he goes and he does it again. He does some circles and he does 3. 1, 2, 3. And I thought, oh my God, I barely made 2.
Mm.
And everybody's looking. I thought, I can't let the side down. Gotta give it a try. So I did it. I skated. I did my 1, 2, 3. Barely made 3. Barely.
Wow.
And I thought, God, please tell me he's not going to go again. Sure enough, there he goes, skating faster and faster. He went and did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had no choice but to get on my knees and bow.
Respect, man. Wow.
But
that's
at that
awesome.
point, I think I was being watched and didn't know it. And that's kind of what started my Starlight career. At that point,
Very cool.
Kind of took off. And it's been the most incredible family in my life.
Yeah, there's so many of us that have done this show. And I think the show, everywhere I go, I'm sure you've had the same experience. Everywhere I go, and people, whether they are performing artists or someone who's not even in the industry, and I tell them, I did musical theater and this and that. And I did Starlight Express. And if they heard of Starlight Express or saw it, they would say, "Oh my gosh, I saw the show, I saw the tour, I saw New York, I saw Germany, or I saw it in London, or I saw it somewhere around the world. It's an amazing show. And I've always wanted to do that show." And it's performing artists, a lot of them always really see that show with a lot of respect. And it's only because it's a physically demanding show. And so it's pretty, I think it's pretty awesome. I think that's why, I think us connecting and letting people know and hear from many of us that have done the show, some of the little experiences that we had, what we learned from the show. The one thing I want to ask you, this is going to be a challenge for you. I know it is, because now, how many years did you do Starlight?
A couple months.
You did wait,
Okay,
a couple of months. I don't think so.
Years.
How many?
I've done a lot of Starlights. I've done 88, 89 was the Japan Australian tour. I did the next Japan tour after that. So there's a couple years there. And then I did 4 in Las Vegas. So that's 5. And then another 5 in Germany. About 10. I'd say 10 plus.
Wow. Now, there's going to be a challenging question for you but I know you can do it. Your greatest memory out of Starlight Express. And then again, think about it. The moment I asked you the question, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of your greatest memory? Ready and go.
Well, there's so many. I mean, Germany, Starlight. I mean, there's just all around the world. You know what I mean?
What's the one that jumps out right away? And I'll put you on the spot, and the memory is put on the spot.
I got that memory, and I'm going to give it to you because I've got the only one who's sadly, it's a great memory, but it's a crazy memory of Starlight. Now, it's always the toughest things in life that bring you the greatest rewards. Now, and that's what Starlight is. I've wrestled. I've done a lot of martial arts. I've done a lot of stunt work. There's nothing harder in life than Starlight Express. Getting through the day and getting through the show is about the Starlight. But my greatest memory has to be, and it is a great memory because I lived through it. I got my leg caught in the profile that comes down, a bridge that comes down. And if your skate is a centimeter over, there's this safety that'll stop it. My wheel was millimeters over, not enough to stop it. The profile came down and grabbed my back wheel and started crushing it with me there. And as it's doing that, it took my other skate. Now it has both my skates, and I got this big profile now, a giant steel squishing me. And I'm hearing, and I thought it was my bones. I didn't realize till later it was my skates. But at the time, I'm like a bug. They stopped the show. They stopped the lights, stopped everything. I'm looking at all the audience members, and I'm like a bug on a windshield. I look at the lady in the it was Maureen. It was in the.
It was the German production. I was about to ask which.
This was Germany. Yeah, in Germany.
Okay.
So I'm looking in the wings, and the lady's frozen, looking at me, and I'm like, "Stop it! Stop! Push the button!" And she's just frozen. Finally, long story short, they stop it. They lift it. I thought, am I done? And I take out my feet and nothing hurts. I thought, okay, I guess I'm good. But it was adrenaline. But I was good. So we go into the wings, and I have all management, everybody around me, and everybody concerned. And I actually was fine. I said, okay, just give me my other skates and let's continue. And they looked at me like I was crazy.
Wow.
Well, what the reason being is because we were going snowboarding that night. The rental van was loaded up with our snowboarding equipment, and we were going to go to Austria to go snowboarding. My first time in Austria. I was not missing that day. And if I miss the show, you know the rules. You do not be caught doing things like that.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I'm getting through this show. And they brought me my other skates. I put them on, and I got through the show.
Very cool.
And it all happened until I started going to Austria, and my ankle swelled up like an elephant.
Oh, so it got a little tweaked then.
That toe stop is still, or that wheel that was crushed in half is still in Germany up on a wall.
Funny. That's funny. Yeah,
it was a great memory because you don't realize how dangerous what we do on a daily in that show.
Yeah.
People Michelle Dubril can't lift her arm to this day.
Yeah.
You know, with that scar. I mean, we were putting our lives in the line for that.
Yeah, I'll never forget when we were rehearsing in Hamburg for the German production on this makeshift set for in Hamburg studios, and I ended up breaking my hand with that and getting had surgery done on it. But I remember when we got to Germany and we got the set was not constructed correctly. People started getting hurt really bad. And, Mark, I don't know if you remember, Mark. Mark was our first skate coach way back then before Michael Fraley came about. And I forget his last name, but Mark. So anyway,
You guys were the guinea pigs.
We were guinea pigs on this set, and we came down the profile going into stage, I think stage left, right into the bowl in the train for Starlight Express, for the light at the end of the tunnel train. We all tied up, but everyone crashed out, and our flat top, Mark Hogarth, who that's not the coach, but Mark Hogarth, another actor, broke his leg in 3 spots. And so I remember that they had to stop everything. We stopped rehearsals on the set, and Mark, the skate coach, skated into it. He said there's something wrong. It's not designed right. So they actually had to redo the set, and we were postponed for about a month. But I remember during that time, that month, we had a month extra training, and they were making up things for us to do. But the ambulance was going to the hospital, 1 to 2 times a day because of injuries. And it was the most scariest time for all of us. And the injuries. So we all have our injury stories, and we're all, like you said, Michelle, she can't.
Back in the day, before that was even before X Games. So the transitions and things like that, and it wasn't up to par yet.
Yeah, and it was scary. And then now, see what they're doing on the set now. They're doing crazy things now on the set, more so than what we did. But that's. I mean, hey, it was just an awesome. I think that's why this is a podcast like this is so important, so that we can, because now we have over 30 years, of memories of people of this journey in this incredible show. And so let's. My next question for you is this: you talking about memories. Now let's talk about life lessons. I think back of the things that I learned during my time at Starlight that I applied to life. And so what's your greatest life lesson that during your journey with Starlight that you took from Starlight? Life lesson.
My life lesson is it's a little emotional. I didn't think I was going to get emotional. Wait, no. So I lost my parents early, heart attack and cancer in their 40s.
Wow.
I don't have kids, so I don't have a whole lot of family.
But
Starlight is my family.
Mm.
And there's a lot of important people that I'm close with that I consider family.
Yeah.
From Starlight. I've done a lot of different productions. So that's a lot of different Starlights.
Yeah,
a lot of different people. Everybody who's ever done that show is a special person. It takes a special human being just to get through it.
Yeah.
It's like being a cop. When they take on 50 people and they put you through 6 months of training.
Yeah.
Not all of them make it.
Right.
It's only for the strong. And that's what Starlight is. It's only for the strong. But it's the strongest. I mean, it's those hardest things in life, that bring you that joy and bring you the closeness. Look at you see veterans to this day wearing their hats that say USMC veteran, and they relive those days. I mean, they might have been 19, 20, and 21 years old, but they're still reliving it to this day.
Right.
You never let it go. And when you see those people, you have that bond. Why? Because you bled together.
Yeah.
And that's
literally
what we did.
Yeah.
Just every day, just getting through it. I remember my toes bleeding.
Yeah.
Bleeding, and I had to put on skates and rehearse for 9 hours.
Right.
On. I thought, I can't even put my shoe on. How am I going to put a skate on and pound for 9 hours?
Yeah.
But you put those little corn pads on, and you put them in, and you do it.
Yeah, and everyone that did Starlight, there's no way getting around that. There's no way to go through that process to get on that stage to survive without beating. Like in jiu-jitsu and martial art jiu-jitsu, we talk about, like getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. That show was always uncomfortable, but you got used to it. Your body got conditioned for it, and you beat your body into submission. So to do that. So anyone that went through that show, that's the experience. And you're absolutely right. We have that connection. And as you were sharing, got a little emotional, had me reflecting also on those that I've met and worked with in Starlight that are no longer with us. And that's another big reason why I thought something like this was very important, because we all have that common denominator ties us all together. Because right now, many of us are all over the world now doing all kinds of things, and so this show brings us all together. If it were not for this show, we would have never really met each of us, and we bonded in such a way because of the blood, the sweat, the tears, the brokenness, and then the victory to get on that stage and then do what we did. That we know anyone that did it had to go through what we did, and the blood, the sweat, the tears, the brokenness, the doubts, the uncertainty, the pushing, the fear, overcoming that fear, and especially after an injury. But it's just there's so much. But
it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah,
and I've done some seriously tough things.
Yeah.
It's a tough gig.
Yeah, it is, and I appreciate that,
the
man.
young ones that are still making it happen.
Yeah. I wanted also to finish off with this, because I know there's stuff that you're doing now, and I want to make sure that everyone we finish the podcast with people hearing about what you're doing now, what you're up to now, and if there's anything, if they wanted to get a hold of you, if you're open to it, can they reach out to you? That's other actors.
Absolutely.
So what are you up to?
I run
What do you want to share?
Portrait studio.
Yeah, go ahead. Say it again.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm into photography, video. I provide content for a lot of different companies. I do promo reels and mini commercials for social networking, online marketing, lots of weddings. And one of my favorite things to do is newborns. Apart from my last little newborn, the little peanut peed on me twice, but it's okay. Consider it good luck. And that's what babies do. But I love newborns. And, we used to pick up girls in our lives dancing all our lives. So for me to hold a baby is nothing. Mm-hmm. So I love newborns. I'm also doing litigation cases for law firms, just documenting destruction and ugliness. It's not art, but the money on it is good. I can't turn it down. Yeah, so I've been real fortunate in my life and still do what I love to do, and I'm still making memories for people and making people happy, and I'm out here in Vegas doing it every day.
Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you, do you have a website that they can go to?
Yes, TonyCordellPhotography.com.
Great. Well, I'll make sure it's right below. So everyone who's listening to this podcast, you want to contact Tony if you're in Vegas, or if you want to fly him out to where you are to use his skills as a photographer, videographer, information is right below. And I'll make sure that everyone has a way to get a hold of you. Of course, they can find you on social, right? On Facebook, you're on Instagram.
Tony Cordell Photography or Tony Cordell.
Awesome. Buddy, I appreciate I appreciate you spending this time with me. Thank you so much for going down some memory lanes here and sharing your Starlight experience, because we're the alumni, and we have kids that weren't even born doing Starlight Express.
But like you started in Germany when I started in the world tour. So you started in Germany in 88, right?
88, correct.
Yes. So there's everybody in that building: Masca, the makeup, the wardrobe, skates, the management. Everybody in that building started then too, and they're still there.
Yeah.
To have a job in entertainment that lasts that long is unheard of.
Yeah.
So when we go back, we were there last year in June for the 30th reunion. You get to see your family that you lived with, and saw daily. And it's a place we speak German. You can go that it's a place where you have a whole nother family.
It's a family.
It's incredible.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. And again, there's a legacy here. It's what Starlight Express did. And I remember the beginnings when they didn't know it was going to be a success. And for a year, it was looking like it was going to fall apart. It was going to close down until they got the idea to start busing people in from around Europe. And that's what skyrocketed. Now it's just all history, and it's a legacy, and just remarkable. And we're a part of that. So we're in the history books for that. Buddy, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
thank you so much, man. I appreciate you spending the time with me, and I'll keep you up to date. Again, this blog is going to debut on September 1st, and Steven Skeels is actually going to be the first person. So he's going to be the first.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then every week on Sunday morning I will put out the next one every week, and so my hope is to have at least 100. And so
Wow.
yeah, so that's my goal.
Awesome, man. You're awesome for doing this, because this is going to bring a lot of memories to a lot of people, and it's just like you said, it's a legacy that will live on because of this.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and let's stay.
All right, my brother. It's so good to see you, to talk to you, and I appreciate it.
All right, man. You have a great day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you, everyone, for joining me on this episode of Starlight Express Alumni Podcast. Next week, I will get together with another alumni. Be sure to subscribe. You can subscribe right here on the website at starlightexpress.club. We are definitely on the iTunes and Stitcher, and we're looking to get on the other platforms, so make sure you check there, subscribe there, and stay connected. If you are a Starlight alumni, please be sure to reach out to me if you would like to be on the podcast. Would love to hear your stories and share your story with the Starlight Express fans and other alumni. Look forward to sharing with you next week. Everyone, have a great day.